Welcome, welcome. This is a ram pump. It's currently pumping water at 100 gallons a day, 35 to 40 feet up this hill without the use of electricity or gas or any other source of power. Its only fuel source is the water itself. It uses the kinetic and potential energy of the water due to the difference in the height between the water source and the pump itself, converting that energy into pressure, which we can use to pump the water up to my storage tanks at the top of the yard, which I'll use to water the garden this summer. This is part 2 of my ram pump series. The first one is an overview of the whole system. If you haven't checked that out, please, by all means, go back, check that video out, and then come on back here and we'll dive into the... Let me take you up to the intake and I'll show you how I have it set up and what I do to protect it so that I don't get dirt, rocks, and little critters into the pump. And it's probably the one little bit of maintenance you're going to have to do maybe once or twice a year. It's not bad. Let's go. Let's just take a look at where it all begins. First, we have the intake, which is just a piece of 2-inch PVC with lots of holes drilled in it, an end cap, and a screen. As you can see, in here for a year and it desperately needs to be cleaned. So let's pull this out and take a closer look at the intake and how it's made. So now that we have it out of the water, I can easily see this is clogged up with silt and dirt and muck. So let's take this apart now. Water should flow freely through the screen and into the pipe. First things first, let's wash this screen off in the water here. This is just plain old window screen. You can get it at any hardware store, home improvement store. And I just wrap it around and zip tie it to secure it. This will keep any large debris from getting into the pipe itself and going down to the settling tank. As you can see, the pipe itself is pretty dirty from being in here over winter. The holes are fairly well clogged up with mud and silt and such. So we'll be getting that cleaned off as well. Again, since we already have it in the water here, I'll let the creek do its work and give it a good shake and clean here. And before you know it, we should have a perfectly good free-flowing intake. But if you'll notice, down here we have an end cap, and I drilled different size holes throughout the pipe and all around the pipe. So there we have it. It's pretty well cleaned up, and let's take a look down to the settling bucket and see if we got water. There it is. So we can see that it's flowing pretty well into that bucket now. The water's pouring out the top there. So that will be perfect. We can now put our window screen back on so we don't get any more of that large debris back into the pipes. And here we are, all wrapped up and cleaned up and back in. Water's free flowing back into our settling bucket. It looks perfect. I just want to say thank you for checking out my video. If you enjoyed it or found it useful, please click the like and subscribe. It'll really help me get more videos out to you and other people who might be interested in this. Thank you. I'm Chris, this is Creative Rednecking, and we'll catch ya.